Hey bunnies, I've been thinking about this. So this is something that I do, and I thought this might be kind of fun. So if you're in the store, and this works for all kinds of fruits, but this is kind of how I pick apples. That's right. This is how I pick apples. So what we're looking at here, we have three different examples or specimens. So here, these are all from the same bag. I went to Costco, I grabbed some Fuji apples, and this are, it says Rainier Fruit Sweet and Crispy Fuji Apples. Pomme, organic, biologique. Ooh. So we've got three of them. So 1, 2, and 3. I kind of had this idea that I'd go over to the store, and in the store, we'd be able to kind of go through as a vlog and take a look at different types of apples and then kind of put this to the test. But you know what? This is what I got. So we've got 3 different apples from the same bag, and they actually all look pretty good. It would have been ideal if one of them were kind of more pale, because in my mind, as a child, whenever it came to apples, I thought of them as really deep and red, and therefore they'd be amazing. That's what I thought. I like very crisp apples with a very nice, solid, dense cross section. And as a percussionist, what I noticed is that the apples that I like, I could tell which apples I would really enjoy based off of the sound that they make if I flick them. Leave it to a percussionist to smack everything and listen to the sound that it makes, right? Yeah, even that, you know, I've smacked my own head, I've flicked my own bottom of my shoe, which is a great drum pad, by the way. So like, if we take this one right here, so I don't know if you can hear this. Specimen number 2. Okay, and specimen 3. So I've ordered them in a different scale, and this is kind of where you gotta imagine you're me. Like if you flick this right now, imagine if you take the cross section of an apple and inside you can see it's almost like granules of sugar. You know what I'm talking about? It's like when we slice this apple open, I should just slice the apple open. What am I doing? Let me slice this apple open. All right, I've returned. So here is the new spread. You're going to dig this. Trust me. Here are said specimens. So this one right here, we'll call number 1. This one we'll call number 2. This one we'll call number 3. Now, I've taken a moment and I've had a slice off the edge of each of them. And if you look at the cross section, so for specimen number 1, look closely here. That doesn't help. Yeah, a little bit. You can see a little more. So take a look at the cross section, and it's actually a little bit mealier. They're actually, this is more difficult than it looks because all 3 of the apples are pretty similar in quality. I'm very impressed, Costco. Good job. Go Kirkland Signatures. Aren't they in Washington? So then we've got specimen number 2. Come on. There we go. Oh, that's pretty nice. So you can see it's more distinct, a little more, I want to say, light. So if you can almost picture the cellular cross section on a microscopic level, it's like very even, very evenly spaced, right? Not crunched together or has cell damage where there might be no space for a good frequency or resonance, right? So if you've got specimen number 3 right here, so this is a very good one. There we go. Look at that. Oh my gosh. You can see a lot of the granules, yeah. So this is where you're gonna have to take my word for it. If we look at specimen 1, this one is a lower sound. So I'm just gonna put this down so that I can actually let you, oops, oh my God, all the apples are, jeez Louise. Okay, cut that. Nah. So check this out. This is specimen number 1. Oh, you hear that? Oh, it's so like, it's slightly duller. Okay, so now we'll go to specimen number 2. Ooh, that just transmits right through there. You flick it, you can almost feel, it's just like this unfettered, undisturbed ping just going like you know, just going straight through the apple. It's freaking amazing is what it is. But you know what's even more amazing? This one. Oh, it's like smacking a Titleist golf ball right down the middle of it with like a freaking 5-iron. You know what's crazy? So you'll notice it's a higher pitch, right? So the tighter frequency is like higher pitch. I guess the more space on the sine wave. I'm not an audio engineer. The waves or this amplitude, that's the wider the frequency or the wider the sine wave, it's like a lower tone, right? So you've got specimen 1 to 3, it's the biggest contrast. And then you've got specimen number 3. I probably deadened the apple by now. The point is that you can almost feel it, like you flick it. It's a higher frequency. It's nice and it's a clear, it's crisp. Ooh, crisp apple. And then on top of that, if you were to flick it, you can almost feel there's a little bit of feedback. You can tell that different parts of the apple will sound differently. So there's probably some damage in some places where it's bruised, etc. And what's pretty interesting is I find that my preconception for red apple, deep colored apple equals tasty is just not true. You can bruise the heck out of a nice deep red apple and it's not going to taste very good. But you could take an apple that's kind of lacking color and it has a good, consistent, tight frequency all the way through the apple. You can imagine the cross section is even and undamaged. And I mean, side by side, here's 1 and here's 3. I don't know if you can see a difference. See this one here with 1, it's not as granularly because it's a little more damaged in some places, specifically on that edge there. And then this one is just mostly homogeneous and equal. Now, for a taste test, gosh, I've never done, this is not ASMR, that's not what this is, but just trust me on this. Specimen 1, like I said, it's a good apple. Specimen 2, see, even the initial bite, it like had a almost celery stalk like snap to it. Bloody brilliant. And then last but not least, specimen 3. It's just that extra level, you know what I mean? So, next, I'm not used to eating on camera. So next time that you're, hang on, let me just get rid of the chipmunk thing. I'm so glad I have a mute button. Bloody brilliant is what it is. Next time you go to the grocery store, and this works with watermelons too, any type of melon or a lot of liquid, anything juicy. Anyway, you get the idea. Gourds, butternut squash, although those aren't juicy. Okay, HB, next time you go to the grocery store, you go to the farmer's market, anything like that, try and flick your produce. Flick your produce just a little bit, you know, surreptitiously so that people can't see. You potentially bruising every single, no, it's not that hard. It's literally just a, and there's a big difference between your, whichever you're most comfortable with, your middle finger. I mean, you know, don't literally flick people off, you know, flick the fruits, just like lick versus like a, you know, maybe you're an index finger person, who knows? Maybe you're just a back of the nail person with a thumb, who knows? You just kind of go and feel, listen, be present, and you'll probably find some pretty good stuff, I guess. That's all I got. That's what I want to share. That's my trick to finding good produce.